Auji. Und dann werden wir wohl wahrscheinlich jetzt zu dem Haus gehen, würde ich sagen. Hier wird es wahrscheinlich wieder nichts geben. Das wird dann da oben sein, ne? Ja, Michio Shiraishis Haus. Near the Shiraishi household. How did it go? I went to visit Michio Shiraishi's family home, however. No one seemed to be there. I got no answer at the door and all the lights were out. It seems to have been empty for a while now. There was a stack of newspaper out front. It's a bit quieter over here. It's a residential area after all. All these rundown row houses really scream working class, don't they? Dieser Begriff Arbeiterklasse ist eigentlich richtig assi, weil eigentlich die Leute, die arbeiten, also, weil, ja, weißt du, man arbeitet halt, ne, um Geld zu verdienen. Social connections run deep in working class areas like this place, so I decided to talk to the locals. I met a few nice old ladies who were kind enough to give me the scoop. Turns out the Shiraishi's reputation really went down the dumps this past year. Is that so? I give up the quick summary. They moved here about 3 years ago. Their previous residence was in a better part of town. Michio's father died in a car accident, leaving behind just the two of them. Michio's mom, Toshiko, now a single mother, relocated here. At first, they got along with their neighbors, many of which were in similar situation, helping and being helped in turn. So far, so good. What happened? Well, as I said, their reputation began to go downhill about a year ago. A man recognized as Toshiko's common law husband had moved into the household. His name was apparently Kankichiro Iwai. Neighborhood gossip is something else. Somehow, everyone knew his name. So, what of this Iwai character? He was apparently a vulgar fellow with a criminal record. He was prone to violent outbursts. The neighborhood often heard screams and shouting coming from the home. The neighbors took particular notice of Toshiko's screams, pleading with him to not hit Michio. That's terrible. As if that wasn't unsettling enough, every night the neighbors also began to hear an eerie chanting. Through this, the Shiraishi standing in the neighborhood plummeted rapidly. Toshiko was often seen covered in bruises and wounds. She stopped responding to her neighbors. She would just turn the other way when greeted. They kept their storm shutters closed even during the day and effectively shut themselves away from the entire community. That sounds horrible. Why didn't the police step in and do something? Unfortunately, under our current laws, the police aren't allowed to get involved with domestic disputes. That's awful. And then Michiru reportedly killed herself. Things only got worse with Iwai, and Toshiko was admitted to the hospital for physical and mental abuse. Ever since, Iwai hasn't returned to the home. Many locals expressed sympathy for Michio's circumstances, but just as many were fed up with the Shiraishis entirely and seemed relieved that things finally quieted down again. It seems that they were still considered outsiders even after 3 years of living here. I don't understand it. Why would Toshiko have gotten involved with such a brutish good for nothing in the first place? I've heard many stories where one partner's personality does a complete turn after entering a relationship. After her first husband's death, Toshiko's financial situation had also taken a turn for the worse. Oh, meine Zunge schläft ein. She was determined to send her daughter to a good high school. It's possible she fell victim to sweet promises. Life can be so, I suppose. You don't seem moved by the story, ma'am. That's fine. People all have all kinds of stories, so. Hmm? Oh, so you came here too. What is it? Uh, could you repeat what you know one more time for me, Richter? Ah. Die Bullerei ist da. Wahrscheinlich muss ich jetzt zu Fancy Sushi zurück. Würde ich jetzt mal behaupten, ne? Ich muss erstmal was trinken. Ich kann ja das nochmal so anmachen und dann muss ich ja auf Resume gehen, wahrscheinlich gleich. Aber erstmal was trinken. Ich weiß gar nicht, wo ich weitermachen soll. Gehen wir dahin? Keine Ahnung. Tetsuo Tsutsumi, 9 a.m. Kumagata High School. Weiß nicht, ob wir hier hin sollen. Here we are. Kumagata High. Classes are suspended for the day. The students, das hatten wir ja schon alles. Ah, genau. Das müssen wir nämlich noch machen. Den Rest hatten wir ja gemacht. Female Student. Huh. That's... Boss, what is it? You wanna talk to those girls? Wahrscheinlich wollen wir... Yeah, I do. This is divine intervention. We were brought here for a reason. Come on, Irio. Huh, but... Hey, aren't you... You must be that high schooler skirting the child labor laws who I've heard so much about. Say that again. Sorry about that, he's with me. Mr. Tsutsumi, if that's how you feel, maybe you should look into improving my working conditions. I'd prefer not to work for free, to be honest. Don't you worry about that. If you help us out, you can have whatever you want, boss treat. Wait. Really? Thank you so much. I've always wanted to go to a fancy sushi place. Oh yeah, look like one of those places in Ginza. I've never been. Let's go. We got ourselves a deal, right, boss? The girls are at our service. Oh, hold on. What just happened? I never said I'd sushi? Looking forward to it, boss. Wait, since when were you included? You guys are funny. You should do stand up. Forensic is still investigating the area. I didn't really want to bring these goods to a place like this, but There were too many onlookers outside for us to speak comfortably. Besides, it would be good to have Mio look around the scenes too. Ich finde nirgends einen Vogel. What's that rope all about? It indicated where Janucci's body was found. They've moved his body, but this way we still have an idea of how it was found. Jikes, that's a little gross. You can even see how his arms and legs are all... Cool it, Irio. You're scaring her. This kind of stuff is a little much for a kid. Wäre für mich als Kind jetzt nicht schlimm gewesen. Hey, I'm pretty sure she only asked because you were staring at it so intently. Alright, that's enough, Mio. What do you think? I knew it the second I looked at the scene. You're right, traces of a curse still linger here. I figured as much. Does that mean Janucci was killed by one of the curse of the seven mysteries? Yes, a stone curse like that always leaves behind a trace. Wow, Mio, you're so calm. Are you used to this kind of thing? I wouldn't say I'm used to it. It just comes with experience, I guess. No. I've heard some stories about you. Didn't you investigate a gruesome scene where someone had been killed by a paranormal attack without even breaking a sweat? Stop it, Mr. Tsutsumi. She's going to get the wrong idea. Whoa, that's amazing! Mio, you're a professional! You think? Totally, you're cool even in the face of death. That's awesome! When you put it like that, I'm not sure how awesome it is. So a curse was used here, which means the curse bearer must be on the scene too. Huh? You want to talk to me? You'd probably be better off asking Mio. So, how much have you been able to figure out? Well, I know that what happened around midnight last night. Someone invoked the Feast of Shadows, which both boost the power of curses and brought forth the seven mysteries of Honjo, that allows even those who do not have the power to cast curses to gather soul tracks for the rite of resurrection. At least that's my hypothesis. Sounds about right so far. As I'm sure you know, there are actually 9 mysteries, not 7. When the Feast of Shadows was cast, the curse stones appeared before those who wanted the rite at the locals of the 7 mysteries. We've managed to gather 3 curse stones so far, including the one I got first, the Evergreen Beach. You got 3 already? Wow. We have the curse stone of the fool's possession. Well, Yako, the girl standing behind me, does. That's me! Yako, the girl standing behind Mio! She does? Is she alright? We could take it off your hands. Well, the Feast of the Shadows has no effect during the day and there's still something I want to find out. Alright, I leave the food's possession with you too then. Thank you. Please keep collecting the other curse stones. I'll be looking for a way to stop the Feast of Shadows. Okay, got it. That should make things go more smoothly. What about the other curse bearers? Have you run into any of them? Well, last night at school... You were here last night? Ah, yes, you see. Huh. You two were using a spirit board? That's so cool. So that's when you ran into the curse echo. I'm glad you survived the encounter. Somehow we managed to get away without accidentally setting it off. The curse echo we saw took the shape of a woman missing an arm and a leg. What? A woman missing an arm and a leg? That's... The one-sided read, this is bad. Huh? What's so bad about that one? You idiot! Think! The curse period of the one-sided is... Fumichika Nejima! He admitted it himself! That's his curse! Oh, that's right. Wait, but if that's the case, Nejima might been here last night. What? I mean, it's possible. He was lying to us, but... What? Who's Nejima? No clue. So Nejima is trying to take advantage of the Fist of the Shadow for his own nefarious purposes. Huh, he said he's going to massacre the city at sundown today? And he's trying to get to your daughter too? That's why we've been trying to find him, but to no avail. Honestly, his information has been the most useful we've gotten so far. So just to be sure, could you tell me who else was at the school last night? Well, as far as we know, there was us, Mr. Janucci, and one of our classmates, Hitomi. Don't forget old man Shimiya. Wait, Hitomi? Do you mean Hitomi Yakuda? Second year student? Well, yes, why? Boss? So she was here last night. I saw Hitomi earlier, though, and she didn't seem like a curse bearer to me. You did? Did you talk to her? Yes. Would you mind if we asked you a few questions about that? Hitomi said she didn't want to talk to the police because she was afraid she'd become a suspect. So I can't tell you anything unless you swear you won't drag her into this. Ah, I see. Don't worry, this is about a different matter. A different matter? You mean about that police officer, Mr. Shumishi?